A scale of 1 to 10, I would like to give the C-section recovery process, I think a good 10 over 10 because the pain. Hey guys, how are you, and welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about my honest C-section experience, why I had a C-section, the surgery in itself, the healing process, the emotions that are attached to it. And this video is for those who are planning to have a C-section, or if you recently had a C-section, this might actually come in handy. So if that is something you would like to hear, please stay tuned as we discuss it. And I think I just thought of discussing this particular issue because I feel like when it comes to delivery, people don't really talk about C-sections enough. We are not warned about the pain, about the emotions, literally everything. We are not warned. I was never warned. People just talk about vaginal delivery, the vaginal, what is it called? Episiotomy, I don't know, the tearing of the vagina. You have stitches, blah blah blah, you should drink this, you should drink cow dung for you to have a safe delivery. Things like that are the things that are most talked about. But when it comes to a C-section delivery, people neglect it. Well, maybe because people don't want it. I think it's just a few people who actually opt for a C-section when they can have a natural vaginal delivery. It's something that comes unplanned. Usually it's an emergency. Like for me, it was an emergency. So I feel like it's not really talked about. And today I'm gonna give you my own experience, and I'm just hoping it's going to help someone. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to be referring to my laptop because I don't want to miss anything. I just want us to discuss everything that comes with a C-section. So why I had a C-section? Okay, so there are people who actually plan to have a C-section because they don't want to push, and there are people who plan to have a C-section maybe on the second baby because the first time you had a C-section for some medical reasons, so it means the second time you're gonna actually go for a planned C-section, right? So for me, I was doing everything there is in the book. I was walking, curb walking, you know, that walking with one leg up, one leg down. I was doing all those things, planning for a vaginal delivery because, I mean, who wouldn't want that, as opposed to having a C-section because of the recovery process of a C-section. So I did everything. Of course, I didn't drink those funny stuff. Maybe that's why I failed to deliver vaginally. I'm not sure. But yeah, I didn't drink any of those traditional stuff. I just did my exercises, a bit of walking. I did perineal exercises to avoid tearing. Yeah, all those things I did. But when it came to labor, so I got induced for labor. So I got induced around 12 midnight. Okay, around 12 midnight. Well, for reasons that my baby was big at that time, I was 37 weeks. So my gynae said that if I had to wait to deliver, maybe if I had to wait and get to 40 weeks, I wasn't going to be able to push the baby out. So he said I could opt for induction, and I did opt for that because, you know, in the last weeks of pregnancy, it's really hectic. It's boring. I would say it's boring. It's tiring. You are at the edge. You are just frustrated. You want to deliver because everything is boring, right, at that point. So I said, yeah, let's do the, what is it called? Let's do the induction. So I went in for an induction. They induce you at around 12 midnight so that maybe the labor progresses and you give birth during the day when the gynae is around, you see. So I was induced, and I slept. I started feeling some contractions around 3 a.m. Yeah, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Yeah, they were just, you know, I would say minor contractions because it was something that I could handle, right? So then the nurses started checking the centimeters, you know the drill, you know, that kind of thing. And that is one painful part people don't talk about. That checking of centimeters, I don't know how to explain it. It's painful because I think they try to put their fingers up to your cervix, the opening of the cervix, to see if it's open. So it's really painful. It's really painful. You can imagine it. It's really painful, and it's coupled with a lot of things. Like you're probably having a contraction at the same time, and the nurse is trying to insert their fingers to see if the cervix is open, you know. So anyway, they checked my centimeters at that time, I think around 5 a.m. 0 centimeter or 1 centimeter, I think. They checked around 11 a.m., still 1 centimeter. Yeah, the pain was progressing, but it was still something that I could handle. Well, yeah. Then I started walking around. I started walking up and down the stairs. I started bumping on that pregnancy ball. I mean, trying to dilate, all right? They encourage that when you're actually in active labor. So, okay, fast forward. I think around 3 p.m. I was starting to feel more pain because they added the induction medicine. So I was starting to get more contractions, but I was not dilating. I was still just at 1 centimeter. At that point, I was still hopeful. Yeah, I wanted to wait. I was hoping I was going to dilate, somehow. Then around 5 p.m., I was still at 1 centimeter. So my gynae came, a very good gynae, a very famous gynae where I am. Yeah, he's a good man. So he came and he's like, Rufaro, do you still want to, go ahead with a vaginal delivery? I'm like, yeah, I want to wait. I want to try and wait. And then he's like, okay, if you want to try for a few more hours, then we are going to put you on a drip for induction. That is more powerful than, the method that they used to induce me initially. So he said, what was the drip's name? I think it was oxytocin. So he said he was going to put me on oxytocin to increase the contractions, and hopefully I was going to dilate. So he said he was going to do that soon after. So I was eating by the time we were discussing. I think it was supper around 5 p.m. So keep it in mind that I said when they added the induction, I think around 3, the pain was more intense. And my husband was always like, he was sitting in the room all the time, the whole time. So he was seeing me in pain, right? And I actually cried at some point. I actually cried. He was like, if you're crying now, I don't think this is the time to be crying. It's too early to be crying. I mean, you're just 1 centimeter. And was laughing. So now when my gynae came and said, I'm going to put you on a drip for oxytocin, but it is very painful than the pain you're experiencing now. It's going to put you in more pain. So you can opt for that, or we go for a C-section. I was like, no, let's do the drip. Then my husband gave me an eye. I think it was like, you were crying just a few minutes ago. Now you want more pain. Are you going to handle this? Because I think he had given up already. Yeah, for him, he had given up already. But for me, I was still thinking, I can do this. I just wanted to push and get over with it. So, okay. Then I said, no, put me on the drip. Let me just finish eating. Put me on the drip. Let's get the pain. Let's get the dilation. Let me push my baby out. I was so confident. Anyway, as soon as the gynae went out, I felt like something is coming out of me, like water, like a liquid. So at that point, I felt a bit of happiness in me because I thought it's the water's breaking. So I thought, no, it's finally happening. So then it was too much, and then I stood up. As soon as I stood up, I saw it was a pool of blood. I was literally sitting in a pool of blood. So I got scared. We called the nurse quickly. Then when she came, she's like, oh, okay, if this happens, it means that the placenta has detached already. It's supposed to detach after the baby is out. So if it's detached now, it means the baby is not getting any oxygen anymore. So it means you're going for a C-section right now. So as she was saying it, she was actually taking gloves, you know. She was in a rush. She was explaining to me what's happening, but she was calling the gyna. She was calling the, what is this person called, anesthetician. I'm not sure, but that person that injects you the epidural and stuff. So she was in a rush, like it was an emergency. I could see that, okay, now this is an emergency. I don't have an option. I just have to go. And within 15 minutes, I was put on a bed. I was being pushed to the surgery room, to the operating room. My husband had called my mom to come. Yeah. And yeah, we went to the room. We went to the operating room. So this is why I had, what is it called? A C-section, because I didn't dilate. Yeah. So yeah, we went for the surgery. Okay, the surgery in itself is really not painful, because remember, you are numb from the waist going down, so you don't feel anything. You don't feel anything when they are cutting you. You just feel some pushing and, you know, pressure, like when they are pulling the baby out, because remember, they cut a very small incision, maybe this long, like my finger, but then they have to bring out the baby through that incision, that small incision. So they actually pull the baby out, and someone is pushing the top of the stomach, you know. So you just feel the pushing, and you just feel that something is happening, but you don't feel any pain. So the surgery in itself, it's not painful. You will be awake, you will be talking to people. I was talking to my husband. I'll try to insert pictures because he was sitting. He's the one who could see what was happening behind the curtain that they put in front of me. Yeah, so that in itself is not painful. So the baby was out, I think, in like 15 minutes. It really doesn't take time. Then maybe what takes time is the sewing part, but it still doesn't take time. So maybe I could say a total of 30 minutes and you are done with the C-section. After that, they take you from the surgery room to your ward that you are staying. So they just lift you and put you on the bed, push you to your room. You really don't feel anything at that point. And at that point, yes, they showed me my baby. I was excited. Yeah, my husband was more, I think I was feeling drowsy at that point, but my husband is the one who was running around, taking pictures, taking videos of the baby, you know, things like that. So yeah, I went back to my room, and at that point, I really was just feeling drowsy. I had the operation around 7:15 in the evening. I remember around 8, they came with the baby to show me the baby, I guess. Now the problem with a C-section, I think the epidural or the drugs that they give you, you are always dizzy, drowsy. I don't remember most of the things that were happening from that point, I think, to around like 3-4 days after the C-section. I don't remember the events clearly, but I remember, but not clearly, because I was always under a lot of drugs. I was using a lot of medication, strong drugs for the pain. All right. Okay, so right, it's 8 p.m. They show me my baby, but I'm so sleepy. I just looked at the baby. I said, oh, okay, fine. Please take him. Just go with him. I'll see him tomorrow. I just wanted to sleep. So yeah, I slept. Yeah, I slept. At that point, you still don't feel your legs. You're still numb. I slept and I woke up, yeah, the next morning. So the next morning, I wasn't feeling, okay, I wasn't numb anymore. Now I was feeling my legs again. So yeah, the nurse came. She wanted me to take a walk. She wanted me to get out of bed to do the first walk. If you've heard of the first walk after the C-section, that thing is painful. You don't know how to wake up, whether you wake up like this, even if you try to hold the side to wake up. everything is just painful, right? Everything is just painful. And okay, she helped me to stand up. She even carried my legs, put them down, put the other leg down. Then she put my hand. Yeah, I put my hand over her shoulder, and then I stood up. As soon as I stood up, a pool of blood is coming out and flowing to the floor. I'm already standing in a pool of blood. I was feeling so embarrassed. I'm like, my God, what is happening? Who's going to mop all this blood? Because clearly I cannot be mopping at this point in time. But the nurses were really nice. They were really nice. I gave birth at Caesarian. So yeah, they really took care of me. And then she took me to the bathroom. She helped me to bath. I actually had to bath. So I usually hear people saying after a C-section you don't bath for like 2-3 weeks. I think it depends with the doctor, or I don't know, or the nurses or the hospital. I don't know, because I bathed on that first morning after the C-section. I bathed. I was in pain. I was sitting down, but I did bath. I just made sure I don't scrub the incision area. I just really let water flow through it. All right. So yeah, I bathed. The nurses were really kind. I couldn't even like put on my undies on my own, so they really helped me with everything, literally. And then yeah, I went back to the room. Yeah, at this point, well, my mom was around to see me, my pastor. I was talking to people, but I felt very tired, and I felt sleepy the whole time, because remember, you are given very strong painkillers, you're given suppositories that you insert for the pain. And I also had this small drip that I was pressing. They told me to press it like every 3 to 5 minutes. It was a morphine drip that was in my hand. So anytime I just feel like I'm feeling a small pain, I would press it. So I was always really like drunk with those drugs. Anyway, I started seeing the baby. Yeah, but okay, story for another day. So I stayed in the hospital for like two days. I was supposed to stay for 3 days, but on the second day I was like, I feel good. I want to go home. You know, my mom is waiting for me at home, because she was only coming for visiting hours. So I was like, my mom is bored. She's alone at home. So I want to go home. So I think I thought a C-section is not painful, because I was always under these drugs. So I didn't really feel the pain. So when I left the hospital, they gave me the painkillers, but that morphine drip that I was pressing, they didn't give me. Of course, I wouldn't go home with it. So when I got home, a few hours later, that's when I started feeling, no, this is painful. I'm in pain. But yeah, the painkillers were strong, so I would take them every now and then. Well, they were very strong painkillers. If you see one pill, like the other pills were for like 12 hours. Take one every 12 hours. It means they are very strong. So I was taking those painkillers. So now we are on the recovery process. Yeah. Okay, I forgot that they put a catheter. The catheter is removed the next morning. I think mine was removed the next morning. Yeah, because you'll be wondering how you go to the toilet. Yeah, mine was removed the next morning. So, okay, when I was home now, these painkillers helped me to manage the pain, but then they could only do so much, you understand? Because I would take them, for example, after eating supper in the evening, and then I got to sleep. I would wake up the sleeping itself, you don't know whether to lie down. You can't lie down on your tummy. To lie down on your back is painful. To lie down on your side is also painful, because I felt like the things inside my stomach, I don't know whether they are the intestines or those things inside my stomach. If I lay with my side, they are moving and pressing the incision. if I lay using my back, I don't know, everything was just painful, but I think I was managing to sleep on my back for the first few days. To go onto the bed itself, to climb the bed itself, the way that was painful. So my bed in my bedroom is a bit high. I had to go and sleep with my mom. I left my bedroom. I slept there the first night, but yeah, I couldn't continue. So from the second night at home, I went to sleep with my mom because the bed in the guest bedroom is a bit low. So I went to sleep with my mom. I think for like 2-3 weeks, I was sleeping with my mom. So lying down itself is really painful. Walking is painful as well. Going to the bathroom, when you try to sit on the toilet seat, it's also painful. Everything is just painful, but it gets better. Maybe day 5, day 6, it actually gets better. So I would take my painkillers when I'm going to sleep, and then around 4 a.m. I would wake up because of pain. The pain would actually wake me up. This is how painful a C-section is. The pain would actually wake me up because those painkillers from the previous night would have worn off. So I would wake up around 4 a.m., eat cereal, and then take more painkillers so that I can go back to sleep and wake up later around 8. Because to stay in that bed from 4 to the normal waking up time, I couldn't because it was painful. The other painful part is bending down, maybe when you're bathing. Yeah, so you really just bath, maybe the upper body. For you to be bending down to to wash your feet and all of that, you would need someone to help you. That's if you really want to bath. I mean, but at those first days, you really don't care about bathing. You're trying to nurse a baby. You're trying to raise a whole human. Just remember, in all of this, you're feeling all this pain and blah blah blah, and you also have a baby to take care of. You have a baby to nurse. You don't even know how to breastfeed. You're still trying to learn everything. Maybe the milk is not coming out. Maybe the milk is too much. Like for me, the milk was too much and the baby was drinking just a little and the milk was too much. So it becomes painful. Your breasts are painful. The C-section is painful. I remember, I think maybe it was day 4. Yeah, I was crying. My breasts were painful. The C-section is painful. I was crying and my mom was wiping my tears. No. So yeah, in summary, it's really just painful. So yeah, to manage the pain, you just need to make sure you're taking painkillers before they wear off the system. Just continue to take them. Don't be like, oh, I don't like painkillers, I don't like pills. We all don't like pills, but when it comes to that kind of pain, you need to always be under some sort of painkiller. So, and also you need to make sure you move around a lot. I was taking a walk, I mean, even like 30 meters, just going out, coming back in, and maintain your actual posture. The way you walk or the way you used to walk before giving birth, you need to walk like that. You don't have to be bending just because it's painful to stretch. You need to actually force yourself to stretch so that you don't, mess your body up, because you may heal and you didn't straighten your body. So it means you're going to be walking like this your whole life, right? So, okay. Talking about, the things that helped me to heal, the products. Okay, there are no products that helped me to heal the C-section. I did not use any scar cream or anything. I still have my scar. It's still visible if you look at it. I just felt like it's hidden, so it's not on my face, so I don't really care what the scar looks like. But I think you have an option to use scar creams, and the physio can do some laser. You can do laser. Yeah, I actually almost did laser, but then When I wanted to get an appointment, the physio was busy, so I just left it and let it slide. So you just need to make sure you have your painkillers, scar cream if you are really concerned about the scar. Then for me, one thing that really helped me to heal was warm water. So from the day I had my C-section to like a month after the C-section, I was drinking warm water only. I never drink cold water, juice, any cold beverage. I avoided those. Now the advantage of drinking warm water, you don't have constipation. Remember, usually people when they give birth, they have constipation. So you don't have constipation because everything is going on well because of the warm water. You don't have constipation. You have good blood circulation. It actually aids digestion, the warm water, so you don't have constipation. It actually helps also in breast milk production. I think that's why I had too much milk, and yeah, up to now I still have too much milk. So I would advise that you take warm water, and it actually helps you even feel better, feel yourself again. It actually does help. So if you have a C-section, try to avoid anything cold beverages, cold food. Just take warm things. If you don't like warm water in itself, then have tea, not coffee, because coffee is going to affect your breast milk production. But just have tea anytime you feel thirsty. And yeah, and one thing about warm water, I think it actually helped me. I don't know how, but I think it helped me to lose weight, or maybe it's just my genes. Because when I gave birth, I was 86 kgs, but within 3 weeks, when I went, not within 3 weeks, within like 10 days, when I went back to remove this tape that they put on my C-section, I went back on day 10, and I think I was around 77 kgs from 86. Within 3 weeks, I was at 74 kgs because my weight, my normal weight before pregnancy was 71, but I was at 74 kgs 3 weeks after giving birth. So I literally lost all my pregnancy weight, and I continued to lose weight every day, and it was just nice. So you could try it. I don't know if it helped with the weight loss, or I was just going to lose weight because of my genes, but I would like to think it's the warm water that was flushing out toxins in everything that is, my tummy went down in like those 3 weeks. Yeah. So yeah, maybe tips that I can give you. If you are pregnant, you don't know whether you're going to have a C-section or a vaginal delivery, but you need to just prepare for everything so that when it happens, you don't feel like a failure, or you don't feel like, no, I didn't do enough. For me, I was prepared for both, honestly, so it didn't really affect me emotionally, because I hear people saying, I had a C-section and it affected me because I wasn't ready for it. I felt like I should have pushed. No, if you have a C-section, you are just as equal as other mummies who deliver naturally. So you don't need to beat yourself up and feel like you're a failure or you failed. No, you didn't. It was just meant to be like that. So just take it easy on yourself. Prepare for it mentally, prepare for anything. Even when you pack your hospital bag, prepare for a C-section, and make sure you pack for like 4 days, because you're going to stay there. Unlike when you deliver naturally, you may even go home the same day. So you just need to be prepared for it, prepare your mind for it, so that when it happens, you don't feel like I failed. And after the C-section, just take it easy on yourself. There is no award really for the person who recovers quickly. Yeah, there are people who recover quickly. I did recover quickly, but there's no award for that. Just take it easy. Make sure you and the baby are okay, are alive. It's just important to be alive. And yeah, everything else will fall into place. And don't do the hard chores. Don't carry heavy stuff or force yourself to be cooking and doing those things, because I mean, the healing during the first weeks is very important to heal properly, because you will mess up your body and have back pain for your whole life. I mean, it's not necessary. There's no need to pressure yourself to bounce back. So yeah, this is literally my C-section story. So as for the healing period, I really don't know how long it takes, because for me, I feel like I have healed, but there's this day I tried to do this other exercise and I felt that something going on, so I immediately stopped. And by that time, I think I was 4 months postpartum when I went back to the gym. So even if you start exercising again, you need to do light exercises, because the truth is, inside you wouldn't have healed. So yeah, that's really it about a C-section. Yeah, so I hope this helps someone who's pregnant, someone who just did a C-section, someone who doesn't know whether they are going to have a C-section or not. I hope this helps you to heal faster and to accept that you actually had a C-section, and to, you know, just take it easy on yourself, and to know that you are still as good as every other mom. So if there's anyone in the comments who has watched up to this point, if you had a C-section, tell us about your experience. How did you handle the pain? How was the healing process? What did you use to heal faster? Because I hear other people saying they use, what is it called? Is it moringa? I think it's moringa powder. I don't know why I didn't try it, but people say they use moringa powder to actually heal their bodies faster from a C-section. So if you have any herbs, any muti that you used to heal from a C-section, please do tell us in the comment section. It's probably going to help someone, and it's also going to help me, because I am most probably going to have another C-section if I decide to have another baby. Because the reason I didn't dilate is because I have fibroids. So because I have fibroids, my gynae said if you have fibroids, it's quite rare for your cervix to dilate. He said the fibroids cause your cervix to behave some other way, to not function properly as it is supposed to be. So most definitely I'm gonna have another one if I have another baby, because I will not even wait to go into labor. I'm just going to have a planned C-section to avoid being in pain and then being cut again. So yeah, that is it for my experience. Don't forget to share with us in the comment section what you know and what you did to heal. You people, I know you guys have a lot of funny things that you use in your homes. So yeah, do tell us, and then we can use it too if it's feasible. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you again in another video. Definitely we're going to be talking about skincare the next time we meet, because yeah, my skin is starting to behave now. But thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and share and like and leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji. Thank you for watching. Bye.